Hello, everyone. Talking about exercise 11, study model for your option, whatever option you picked for your pavilion design. So I'm going to be using, and I think I want everybody to use corrugated cardboard. If you want to use the chipboard, you can, but the chipboard we're going to be using for the final. So we need to get the chipboard. I want to just warn you ahead of time that the chipboard is for the final model. Here I'm going to be using the corrugated cardboard. So we have to transfer these dimensions and information to create our study model to now our material board that we're going to cut. So what I did first, just first off the bat, is I cut or I labeled and measured all the walls. I haven't cut anything yet. So I know I have four walls that are 13, 25, 33 and 41 feet long, and they're all 10 feet high. So first thing I did is make sure I have cardboard, right, and it's straight, one edge, one bottom, and I made a line going across 10 feet high all the way across, so I know those are the four heights for my four walls, right? And then in between, I would measure the width of each wall, 13, 25, 33, and 41, creating vertical lines, right? And then you're going to design the openings in two walls, right? I put my two openings in the 33-foot long wall and the 41-foot long wall. And I started at the bottom of my opening at 3 feet above the ground, and then the opening height is 5 feet. So that leaves 2 feet over if the wall's 10 feet high, right? So I marked my openings, and you can always check your walls, right? Like right here, I bring this down a little. I can see that my 13-foot wall lines up with my plan, right? Let's see, my 25-foot wall is here, so I can check that. That's 25 feet. If I move that over there, right? This one's the 33-foot wall. That one's right here, and I can check that. That looks pretty good. It lines up with that wall, and the opening lines up. And then last but not least, my 41-foot wide opening, I can check that, and you can see that matches the end to end and the opening. All our walls are 10 feet high, and you want to try to do this efficiently, so that's why I think the first thing I'm going to do is cut this line. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Let me go through the opening first, or the roof, and then the openings. So here's my roof, 25 by 41, right? And then I designed my opening right there. So when you have these laid out, we'll talk about the base in a second. The trick is you want to cut your openings out first. If you don't, then you'll have these little strips of walls, and it gets harder to cut an opening when you don't have a lot of surface. So once you lay everything out, you want to cut the openings out second. Once you first just lay things out, then cut the openings out. That's the second step. And then the third step, you want to cut this line, right? And then you want to cut the individual walls. When you cut these two walls, you already have the openings cut. And then this opening is big enough. If you wanted to cut that opening afterwards, you could, but I would still cut this opening first before you cut the canopy or the roof, right? And then those will be 5 components that you have, right? And then I want to talk about the base. Here's the base, right? So it's 49 feet across and 49 feet down. Your grid here is 48 by 48, but remember, if you plan on putting your walls on the outer edge, you get 6 inches because of the rule, right? The wall's got to be in the center of the grid. So hence, this is 49 by 49, the base. So you'll see that I laid out my ramp. I just have to measure, keeping in mind that you have to go an extra 6 inches for the dimension, because this is 49 feet, right? This is based on 48. So if this dimension here from the edge to the start of the left side of the ramp, that dimension was 4 feet, you got to measure on this 4'6". Keep that in mind. You got to add 6 inches because this is a foot bigger than this. So that you have to keep that in mind. So there's my ramp opening, there's my stair opening. The X means I got to cut that out, and there's my pool that's going to be depressed. And there's what I have to cut out. So let me cut that out, and then I'll do another video for step 2.